Okay, let's see how we can create a REST API. Let's say product REST API and create a React JS application called product, and then we are going to allow this React to access the REST API. So first we have already started creating a React project and go inside that project. What are the things we need to install? We can install later. We can start it. Code dot to open it in Visual Studio Code and npm start to run the project. So React project is running and then what about REST API? We are going to create a new Spring Starter project. So I'm going to show you how to create it from a Spring initializer start dot spring dot io. So what's the name of this project? Java language Maven project version com dot empower dot what is that name product okay, product service is the name of the artifact finder. This is fine, right? And package name same as group id jar java version. The dependencies we are going to add Spring Web first, Java version. I again changed it to Java version as 11. Okay, so we have to use Java 11, right? And Spring Data JPA H2 database. That's all. So Spring Web, Spring Data JPA H2. These are the dependencies we have added. Generate the project. In downloads folder, extract. Then copy the project to our workspace folder. Our workspace folder is advanced Java. Paste it here. Now go in, copy the location. Let's import the project here. Existing Maven projects, paste, tab, finish. So here we are going to code the REST API. Parallelly, what happened to running? It's running, right? Front end. So in our REST API, what is that entity we are going to have? Product. Can we have ID, name, price? Okay, that we can finish it quickly. Where is our product service? Here it is. Any port number choice? Server dot port 5000. Okay. For H2, what are the things we need to do? We can take H2 related things, right? Fine. So we are not going to use in memory, we are going to use file system. And then password, keep it simple. Done. After doing that, let us run the project and check. Control F11. Done. Let's go and check this localhost 5000 slash H2, right? Password. This URL, copy the URL here, paste it here, and then no password, connect. Currently no tables. So let's start entity, repository, service controller and test it in Postman. Swagger also you want? Yes. Where is Swagger? Swagger. So I'm going to add a dependency for Swagger now. Okay, this is not a Spring Boot dependency. This is Spring Boot dependency. Recently, I have updated in your Git location all folder Swagger steps, Swagger nodes. Right. This dependency, going to add it form.xml. Number one, step number one. Step number two, in application Java, enable Swagger. Enable Swagger 2. Step number 2. Step number 3, Ant Matcher. Done. That's all right. For Swagger it is enough. Check Swagger also. Let's go to localhost 5000 slash swagger hyphen UI slash 5000 is correct, huh? Swagger hyphen UI. Okay, after creating controllers, we'll come back and check. Now, first thing, right click the base package and create a new entity class. Package name can be subpackage entity. Product entity. What are the attributes? ID is a primary key. Generated value. Strategy. Generated value. Correct? Strategy is auto. Then what are the things? You are using 8, otherwise I can use Lombok and use data annotation for getters, setters, all these things. Then we have a name, then we have a price. Constructors, then we have a getter, setter. If you want a two-string method also, for a quick test observation or logging, we can use that. Entity class, Control Shift O for imports. Next, right click the base package and create a repository interface. Repository product repository. What is the annotation for this? Repository annotation. Then an interface extends another interface called JPA repository. Type is product. Then integer is the primary key we are using here. Then next step, right click the base package and create a subpackage service, product service. What is annotation? Service. And what should we auto where here? Product repository. Some CRUD methods. Create. Delete. So create means adding a new product. Add product. For that we have to send a product as argument. Read by ID. Update product. Delete by ID. Mostly delete by product object they will use. Simple thing, if you give ID you can delete. Now what is adding a product? Save method. Remember all these methods, right? What is that? Then find by ID. What will you do? In the last test, you all did this, right? Uh, find by ID and if is present, then store it in a variable temp.get. Return the variable. It may return null or it may return a product based on the value is found or not. Update. If it is found, update. If it is not found, it will add. So save method is same for adding also, update also. We don't want to add, suppose if it is a new value. If it is there only, we need to update. So find it in a temporary variable, temp equal to, call this method, read of id. Where is id? It is inside this object, product dot get id. What you will get? You may get null or product. So if temp not equal to null, then only we need to update. What will I do? Here dot save of product. Listen, this is what we need to update, not this one. If you find it, what is already there in the database only you will get. That you are not going to save. You understand the point? So it is better to say temp equal to product. So this checking is done only to find if the product ID you are giving already there or not. If it is there means what is the proposed value? Product is the proposed value. Store it in temp and save the temp and return temp. The idea is you are going to return null if it is not found. That's why temp is used. So here it is going to be return product. You understand this idea? If it is already found, you are going to update and return the proposed value. If it is not found, null means you are returning null to mark that it is not there. Or you can throw a user-defined exception to say that product not found. That is next level. You can improve it by throwing an exception, because in this method we are not going to decide what to do if it is not there. The decision who is using this component, they will decide. Maybe in the front end they will decide what to display. So that's why we don't want to decide here. We are going to notify, that's all. Delete method, again find if it is there or not. Same way we are just going to delete. Similarly, to find you have ID only, not necessary. So find it, if it is not null, delete it and return null or product. So service is over. Now what is next? Yeah, class controller. The sub package name is controller, product controller. And what is the annotation? REST controller. What should I auto wire here? Okay. Again, CRUD. So this is going to be post mapping for adding a new product. This product comes in the request body. It is not coming in URL, isn't it? The details of a product is not coming in URL. It's coming in the request body. In Postman body, it's coming. So product, then read, update, delete. So read means find all, find by ID. Find all means what is the mapping? HTTP method is get mapping. All these URLs, common URL is product. Okay. So find all. What we are going to do inside the method, add product of product, that is going to return product. Then find all returns, read method. What is there in the service? Read method, so we are calling that. There it is different name, you will use different. Find by ID is also get mapping, but there is a path variable. That path variable map. What we will do? Read by ID. It returns max one object of product. Then update means which HTTP method? Put mapping. So for update, what will you do? Request body product. Okay, ba? Then for delete, what HTTP method? Delete mapping by ID. Some web services for update they will use path variable ID and also request body, both they will use. So path variable is ID. Then delete ID. Now one important thing, normally I will show you an error and then tell you, but straight away I will tell you, a REST API normally will not allow access from cross origins. That means we are going to run this in 5000 port number. The request comes from React which runs in 3000 or 3001 port number. Usually that is not allowed. We have this REST API should allow cross origin requests by using cross origin annotation. Cross origin, and I am going to specify HTTP localhost colon 3000 here, or you can use pattern like star, HTTP colon star, or any wildcards allowed. That means everybody you want to allow means you can use star here. This will allow request from any URL, any port number. You understand? So this is something you need to learn now. Now let's restart the project and start testing this in Postman. Creating the table, sequence, everything. Let's check Swagger UI. Now see product controller is coming. We don't need Postman then, right? So we are going to add a product using post. Try it out. ID is auto generated, no? Can you tell me the name of the product? 10 rupees. Execute. Parallelly, I can open another browser, 5000/product. Very quickly, I can check it out. A couple of products I am going to add. Pen is added, then pencil, 5 rupees. Okay, then eraser, 15 rupees. Sharpener, 12 rupees. Is this fine now? Couple of products we have added, that is enough. Put post and all, I suggest you to verify. Okay. Put mapping, try it out. ID 1 pen is already there. What is the price of pen? 10. I am going to increase to 11. Execute and then check it is working or not, right? Delete mapping also I would recommend you to test it. So creating a REST API includes testing it also with all the possible test cases. Now that we have completed REST API, and keep this URL, base URL, right, in our nodes file. This is our nodes file. So we have completed the REST API. And it runs in above URL or below URL, whatever. Let's come to React. What we are going to do in React, basic, we don't want this default code. So let's go to Visual Studio Code 8 first. What are the things to install? Let's open a terminal, Control Shift grave ticker. Yeah. Backtick. Okay, that's what. npm install bootstrap. Which version you want? At the rate of 5. And okay, so we are installing install bootstrap at the rate of 5. Then install React router DOM. Then React router DOM. AXOS to access REST API from React, right? So these things I'm going to run here. npm install React router DOM, and I can keep typing. It will remember, and enter. So once this command is over, it will run the next command, npm install AXOS RS install. Next thing what I'm going to do is, you have installed Bootstrap. Still, what you have to do in index.js, you have to import Bootstrap, isn't it? Import Bootstrap slash dist slash css slash bootstrap.min.js. Bootstrap.js also is there. Min.js is compressed version. Save. So once Bootstrap, what it is saying, cannot resolve .css, isn't it? Good. Good attention, right? Now in app.js, except the root element called div, I'm going to remove everything else. Removed. Fine. So let's put one scaffolding, means structure of this. We can type it here if it is simple code, right? Div class equal to. Do you remember what are the things we added? P5, container, fluid, P5, then text center, text hyphen white, bg hyphen primary for blue. If this color is not nice, info also is a blue, isn't it? Then inside the header, what we want to have, H1 or H2? H1. Okay. Welcome to which demo? Product. Okay, demo. Welcome to product demo. Color you like or primary you like? Fine, only leave it. Then couple of rows. Three rows or 4 rows, or how much you want? Div class equal to row, and columns. Column small medium 4. Okay. Now see this center portion, I can put the components. Now I am going to create 2 components. One is a component called product grid, which is going to display all products as a tabular format. Product grid component. So I'm going to put this in the second row. First row I'm going to put a form. So one more row I want. Copy this, paste it here. Second row, middle column will be wider. So what I will do is 12 distributed like this. 2, 8, 2 is 12. Now here I am going to display grid. Grid here. Grid means table, right? Tabular format. So grid here. How to create a component? All components you want it in SRC components folder, right? So right click this SRC and create a folder called components. Some of you have created components and confused. Be consistent, the folder name. And then inside this folder, I'm going to create grid, product grid. product grid.js. So this is a function component or a class component? Function component. So export const product grid equal to arrow. One root element for everything. So this is product grid component. Okay, I'm going to plug it here. So let's go to app.js and plug this component product grid. Done. So this product grid is going to display a table. So let's go to this and create a table. Table, if you remember in MVC project period, we used some classes, right? What are the classes we use for table? Table, bordered, stripe. I only remember these things, huh? T head, correct? T head contains TH. What are the columns of this product grid? ID, name, price, and some extra columns for buttons. Leave out it. Now look at this appeared fine. The previous row contains nothing, so it is vacuum there. And body, T body, right? This also can contain TR, right? The TR, time being, I'm going to give a dummy value. The TR contains TD. Product ID is 1, 10. This is dummy value, like this. And another. So instead of this dummy row, I am going to get real rows from REST API using AxiOS. AxiOS is already installed, so can we create one service class with functions there, right? So can we create a folder in SRC called services? Folder called services. Inside service, I am creating a service class called product service.js. This is going to be a class. So export class, what is it? Product service. This is not a component, so don't extend the component. But the way you export should be, we are exporting an object of this class. Export default new product service constructor. So that's how we have to export. It's not a component, no, that's right. So a class can have several functions, and it can have one base URL. Constant URL is equal to, what is the base URL? Sorry, var. How we declare variables? The URL is here only. Okay, just the URL, that's all. This is a class now. So functions also, you don't write function name, just function name. What are the functions possible? Couple of get to, one post to, put to, delete. That's all only, no? So get all products. What should be the name of the method you want? Get all products. Is it fine? This function is going to return what? Whatever this service returns. So I'm going to use AxiOS now, right? AxiOS. This is automatically importing, right? AxiOS. For you, first time it won't happen like that. You have to type it. AxiOS dot get post get of, what is the URL? This dot URL. This is a class level variable, no? This URL is a class level variable, so this dot URL. So what this method returns? This returns a promise. So promise is a asynchronous way of accessing a REST API. So no problem. Other methods we can write it very simply. Get, post, put, delete, isn't it? Just like that. We can finish it that also. Find product by ID. What is the parameter we need? ID then, right? AxiOS dot get of base URL appended by slash ID. Am I right? URL slash 1, 2, 3 like that. Next, what are the other CRUD methods? Add product. In the case, product object should be sent, isn't it? Axios dot post this dot URL, comma, product. So product is sent as a body. What are the other methods? Update product of product. Put of URL, comma, product. What are the other methods? Delete product. ID only enough. Delete of this dot URL, append with a slash plus ID. That's enough now. So we have completed all the methods. So let's come to our component. Grid is our component, right? So this is a function component. So if you want to access everything, where we need to do? We want a lifecycle hook, right? So what is the method we identified for that? Use effect. Okay. So just a few minutes ago, we have done that in our old React. Which one? Routing demo. So I will just open that component. Which component to do, right? To do component. So use effect we have done it. So we need state and then use effect for this purpose. So I'm going to create a state. How to create a state in a function component? Const key value pair. What is that we are going to retrieve? Products, plural. All products we are going to retrieve. So products, comma, setter method for this. Set products equal to use state of array. A plain array. By default, this products is nothing but plain array. That's what I got. This understood? Now, lifecycle method to call the REST API is use effect. And inside that arrow function doesn't take any argument. This is what? Comma, an empty array to avoid that multiple times it's calling. Here we need to call the product service. So product service is our class. What is the method you want to get all the products? Get all products. The method will return a promise. So we need to subscribe using then. If any exception occurs in calling, this method will handle. So two methods you can handle. Then method and catch method. So then expects a callback method. So I am going to use a arrow function here. The arrow function gives you one response. Now that response.data, I am going to store it in this products. So how to do that? Set products of response.data. You got it? Now it's correct or wrong, how will I know? So I'm going to use console.log products and check. So let's go to this browser, inspect console. Can you see an array of 4 is displayed here? That is because of console.log. So 4 products have come here, isn't it? So that confirmation is there. I'm going to delete this line. Once I have deleted that line, can you see? Refresh this page. Nothing is displayed. So this class name you can ignore. Wherever you are using class equal to, class name is expected in React. That you can ignore. Now listen, we have an array called products. And for as many elements present in the array, we need that tr. So this tr should be inside some loop. Am I right? So arrays, you want to iterate every element in the array. What you have learned? Map. What is the name of the array? Products dot map. And then it expects some short form of product. Okay, P. arrow function, and then this one. Here I am going to put this here. Now TR is HTML code. Why we need a expression here? So I am going to remove that expression here. So what is this arrow function is showing like this? Do you mean, wait a minute. This is an expression inside HTML. How we can do that? So the entire, so once again I am going to undo this. This portion should be in a expression, correct? So we are not going to write HTML code. We are going to write script expression. So products dot map of arrow function singular product or P is to, then we need to put that HTML code here. Now can you see the dummy code is repeated for as many elements found in the product? That the dummy should be replaced. Instead of 1, I'm going to write expression here. Product is the short form of product dot ID. Now see, ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then instead of dummy, I'm going to write an expression called product dot name. Now can you see? Then what I'm going to do is an expression product dot price. Done. So we are able to access all products, get all products as an array, and you know array dot map function with a callback function to display. This is repeat, and the alignment is not correct. So select all, right click, format selection. This is proper. So we have completed product grid. Next, what component we are going to create? Product component, which have a form with add, update, delete, all these things, right? So right click this component, product.js or product form.js if you want to create also. It is meaningful only, no? Product form.js is okay. What do you want? Class component or function component? Function component already we have done now. Just now we have done. So class component means I can have a lot of functions with elaborate things. So export class product form extends what? Components. I think you people like function component very much, forgotten class component. Then what you have to do? One method compulsory means that is render method. That should return a container that contains everything. Then we can have constructor or other methods, isn't it? So constructor props is optional, maybe useful in future, so you can think about that. This is one thing. Semicolon is optional. Now how to first of all we need to create a form in Bootstrap. So form is not compulsory here because I'm not submitting the form to server-side code, right? So I'm going to call server-side things by JavaScript functions. So I'm not using form. Other things, ID, name, price, am I right? For ID, what do you want? Number text box. Input type equal to number. Name equal to ID. Class name itself we can use form-control. Then, so now we are going to put the form above this grid. Go to app.js, first row, second column. I am going to plug which component? Product form. Now can you see product form start coming here? And go back to product form.js. Input type equal to text. Name equal to name. Class is form control. Then input type equal to number. Name equal to price control. Then buttons. Input type equal to button. Then value equal to add. Class is btn info or success, whatever you want. Add button. Then update, delete, info, warning, danger, 3 buttons. Then I want a horizontal rule. You can use horizontal rule in app.js between these two components, isn't it? Between these two rows, horizontal rule coming up. Okay, fine. Another horizontal. Okay. Now what we are going to do? Whatever data I enter in ID, name, price, we should be able to store it in one object. Because when you send a post request to REST API, it is expecting an object. JSON is what? Object representation. So how to do that? We know state, right? So come back to product form, constructor, state. This dot state equal to object. Am I right? What are the things should be there in this object? ID, dummy value, name, dummy, comma, price. If there is suppose nationality where default value is Indian, you can use that here now, so that user don't give also. That's something you can think about that. Now this is fine, state, and I'm going to display the state at the bottom. Below div nothing can be written, so I'm going to use state only. State, is it possible? No, this dot state, that is not possible. State dot something only is possible, that is possible, right? What is that? Why not everything JSON dot string if I should be used? Is it like that? Think about that. Time being, you can do like this. ID, is it allowed? Not allowed. That is in functional component allowed. Okay. This dot state dot ID for a confirmation purpose. This dot state dot name. This dot state dot price. All these things. Now it won't happen automatically and all. Change event we have to bind it. So what I do is on change. For on change we don't need a separate function, isn't it? We can use it here itself using arrow function. How to do that? On change is equal to no event arrow function with argument. Okay, this dot set state of JSON, correct? Set state of JSON. What is that? ID. In this line it is ID only, no? ID colon value event dot. Okay, ID is constant. Event dot target dot value. That set state is a method, no? Set state is a method that accepts JSON, right? Correct? Set, get, setter and all methods, no? Set state is a method which accepts a JSON. In this line it is always ID. There is no doubt in that. Now so I am going to enter the ID. It is coming now. Next line what I will do is copy this on change, and instead of ID what I will do, name. Now this also you can make it variable. Instead of using single quote, I can use square bracket of event dot target dot name, so that this I can copy paste it. Name doesn't mean name, target name. Now see, ID 123, name pencil. It's coming now. So that means this line I can copy for rest of the text boxes. Price also. So ID is 123, price pencil, price is 123. All the three are coming. So this kind of ID is not necessary. Here also you can use constant. Then this I want a break like this, so that separate lines it will come. 1 pen 1 2. Can you see all these three are coming? This is a confirmation that the state contains ID, name and price. We can remove this later. Okay. Now handling the events of button click. Have we already done this counter yesterday? When I click the button, a function should be called. So I'm going to show you how to create a function here. This console, why we need remove it. What is the name of the function? For 3 button, 3 function can be created. Fn add. So first of all, this is verified adding. Okay. So when I click the button, the function add should be called. What should I do? JavaScript only, no? On click equal to fn add. Now let's click the update button, nothing. Delete button, nothing. But add button, responding properly. So what will I do? This so far this function is not accessing any state. So no problem. If it is accessing a state, then we will have to do binding. This dot fn add equal to this dot fn add dot bind of this. The same way we can create other functions also. Update, delete, then fn update. See, because of this reason people don't like class component. Then fn delete. This semicolon is not necessary in JavaScript. Bind of this, right? Good, very good attention. Okay, now you can test it as usual, like updating, deleting, all these things you can verify. Updating, deleting, it is not done in the button. Fn update, fn delete. Now click add button, update button, delete button. First observation. Now add means what we have to do? We have to send this object, state, ID, name, price, JSON object to REST API. For that already we have created all the methods in product service. Only calling the method is enough. So in fn add, what I'm going to do is call that product service dot add product method with argument this dot state. State itself is having ID, name and price. Now whenever you call a method that returns promise, we have to use then to subscribe. Then call back, what it give you response. That response, what I'm going to do, I'm using a console to display. Console dot log of response dot data. If you are adding is successful, you will get the same object as back response. So what I am going to do is test this functionality. Before that, I want to have a count. How many products are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to add a 5th product. ID I'm not giving because it is optional. Okay. Tell me one of the product which is not present here. Book. Price 40. Click add. Now I forgot to inspect, right? Console will have an object 5 book. Now I'm going to refresh this page. Can you see 5 book 40 added, isn't it? So auto refresh and all lifecycle hooks you will learn it later. So time being you can practice update also. For update what you have to do? product service, update product, expects an object which is state, then response. You don't need brackets every time. Response equal to itself, type it. You don't need bracket. Then again you can instead of showing console, you can start refreshing that also. Product service, delete product. Only ID is required. So this dot state dot ID only is required. Response. Yeah. So I'm going to show update. Which one you want to update? Sharpener, verse 4. Sharpener. What is the price you want? 20. Update. And can you see that price is 20 when it comes back? Refresh the page and it is actually 20. Now I'm going to delete this book. 5 is the ID, that is enough to delete. And then refresh the page, 5 is gone. So